because his mother was very sick?
Boy, that's a story.
You tell him.
I was in England 3 years. The invasion, we took care of all the wounded and everything, but I was in England in a big hospital as a farmer.
Oh, you were? Oh,
That's where I met
nice.
Romano.
Oh, that's...
Oh, sure. That's where I got so close to Bob Romano.
Oh, that's interesting, yeah.
Sure.
I didn't know it goes back to England.
Yeah, we were in a pharmacy in a 350-bed hospital. We used to take care of the wounded. And then the war was over, Germany surrendered, and they issued us netting. Mosquito netting.
You thought, oh my God, where
Here
am I
we go.
going?
And sure enough, they put us on the ship and told us we were going to the Philippines from England. And we sailed, I'll never forget it, went down England along the French and Spanish coast, and we hit the Azores. And it was so hot, we were right on the equator. You couldn't even wear clothes, you walk around in your shorts. And the whole ship was hospital personnel. And then we started west, kept going west, and we knew we were going west. And then we're about 8 or 10 days we sailed. Blazing hot. Gee, I'll never forget as long as you couldn't even go down into the hold.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was so hot you had to sleep on the deck. And then one morning they said we're getting near the Panama Canal, we're going through the Panama Canal, and we'll be sailing across the Pacific Ocean for about 2 weeks, and you'll land in the Philippines. And we woke up one morning, we were sailing west, so the sun would be behind you in the east, and it wasn't behind us. It was on the side of us. He said, we're not sailing west anymore, we're going north. And this was about 4 o'clock in the morning. And about 5 o'clock, he said, this is your captain, this is your captain. The United States Army has dropped an atomic bomb on Japan, August 8th.
Oh my God.
And this ship has been rerouted, and we're sailing for Boston.
Oh,
would you believe it? A couple of more days, and I ended up in the Philippine Islands.
Yeah.
And we sailed with one of the first ships ever. Boy, we went into the harbor, I'll never forget. They had fire ships throwing water, and the whole dock was like. And we landed. The first thing I did was get to a phone because my mother was dying.
Oh, did you know she was?
Oh yeah, I corresponded with my sister.
Yeah.
Then they shipped me to Gadsden, Alabama. The whole outfit went to Gadsden. They had to find someplace. And I went to the Red Cross and says, I gotta go home. My mother's dying and I want to go home. Yeah. No, Mr. Appel, you haven't been deactivated yet. I said, I've been overseas for almost 4 years.
How could you be that?
Red Cross wouldn't do anything. And ever since that day, I won't give a nickel to the Red Cross.
Yeah, that was
anyway, I got into town and there was a rabbi. I went to our chapel. Yeah. We didn't have a rabbi with us. And he said, go see the rabbi in town. Heaven knows. The chaplain told me. So I went to the rabbi and I told him my story. And he said, I can't do anything. I said, Rabbi, try. Because if you don't do it, I'm going anywhere. Yeah. I'm going to get home somehow or other. The next day he called me. He says, Appel, you're getting a leave of absence. And I got it.
And then you were transferred.
They put me on a train going north, and I got home the beginning of October, and 6 days later my mother died.
What was your mother? What's your mother died?
Heart
failure.
Meanwhile.
But he's in a hospital, boy.
Meanwhile, one of the Valentine's Day when Pete was overseas, I was in college, and I said to one friend of mine, gee, I got a box of candy from overseas. She said, so did I. I said, mine's from England. She said, so's mine. I said, who's yours from? She says, Pete Appel.
What happened?
He was corresponding with both of them and asked his sister. Then she came to school and she said, Pete Appel is back in the States. I said, what?
Because we couldn't write.
Yeah. She says, yeah, I heard that Pete Appel's back in the States. I said, that's odd. I've been corresponding with him this whole time, and I don't even know about it. So when you finally called me and I told you what I thought, you said they were all converging on the phones and you couldn't get to the phone.
And then I came home, my mother was dying. I never left the hospital. And I'll never forget they had a nurse. We had to have nurses 24 hours. And I stepped at the hospital because my father was upset.
Yeah.
She came to me one morning, she wanted her money. risking my head being shot off, and you're asking me for a little, well, then it was about $2 an hour. I says, I'll have your money later. Well, I don't. And I said, lady, don't start with me. I says, you'll get your money tonight. And I said, now you better get away from me. And I was asleep on the couch, I'll never forget it. And the doctor woke me, he says, your mother died. Phew. And that was it.
But I did see her before she
Yeah,
died. My
Betty met
college was next to the.
She wanted to know if I was marrying a little girl.
Because I
'Cause
wore
Betty
ankles.
looked much younger than
Bobby's.
Bobby, since
Bobby's
the college kid.
Yeah, sure.
No, Mount Sinai Hospital was right next to the campus.
Ooh. So anyway, they gave me an extension of a month.
You were at Crowell Hospital.
And then I went back to Gadsden, Alabama, and my whole outfit was disbanded.
And you didn't have anybody, any of your friends?
Well, there was
were
one
gone?
clerk there. I said, what do you want me, what'd you bring me down here for? He says, that's your orders, Appel. I said, what happens to me now? He says, wait for your orders. And they transferred me to Crowell General Hospital as a pharmacist, which was right
That's
outside
in
of the city,
Cleveland.
yeah.
Was a
It was
big
Parma, Ohio.
Big hospital.
And I was put in
Wow.
charge of narcotics because I had a lot of ribbons.
Yeah.
And I was a staff sergeant. They put me in charge of narcotics. I used to come to work at 6 o'clock to stand roll call and go to there and stay there for a couple hours and I'd drive home. That was it. That was my duty.
Tell them about Thanksgiving, how your father and I took 3 buses to
Yeah.
spend
I couldn't get
Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving
with you.
off. I couldn't get Thanksgiving off. I had to be there because you had to get on roll call. I had to be roll call. So they came out for Thanksgiving dinner.
In the cafeteria.
And the cafeteria with the Army. Good, it was good. They served nice dinners.
That's true love.
But I was at Crowell Hospital, which is now the whole center of Cleveland. That's all of
Oh,
Cleveland is
yeah,
now Crowell Hospital.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it was very famous.
That's it, Jim.
So talk about you, how your relationship developed.
None of your business.
We're not gonna tell you.
No, tell us, how.
We had a lot of fights.
Love.
Yeah.
Yep. A couple of times we almost called it off.
Almost.
Really?
Yep.
Should
Run
have
away.
carried
about?
Huh?
What's your fight about?
Everything, like we do now.
Dad went to graduate school in,
Then
Dad went to graduate
Then
school.
I came back.
In Philadelphia, we
I
got
took the-
married.
I took the board of pharmacy, became registered in Ohio, but I didn't want to be a pharmacist. I want to be a chemist. So somebody told me to apply to the American Pharmaceutical Association, that they were giving grants. So my grades, I was top in my class, had good grades and everything. But I'd been out of school for 4 years in the war, and I put all this together and wrote to them, and I'll be darned.
You got an answer?
I got a grant
Got a
for any
grant.
school I want to go to in the country. But at that time, my brother was moving to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
My mother was dead.
And your father was alone?
My father was alone with my sister. So we decided, well, I might as well go to Philadelphia College of Pharmacy and do my graduate.
Actually, your sister was married.
Yeah.
She was already married then?
Yeah, she got married a month before we did.
She got married in February, we got married.
Married in March.
What are your memories of your mother and father? I mean, as
Sound,
younger
I'm not gonna
people?
stop.
Huh?
My father was a terribly hard worker.
He was,
He always hated his job.
yeah.
Always hated what he
Yeah,
did.
but he was trapped in it, wasn't
Sure,
he?
what
Couldn't-
was he
He
gonna
had to
do?
support.
You know, he wasn't
as
that
much
well
as he could.
educated,
Yeah.
and he was getting
But
older.
he did read a lot.
Oh, yeah, my father was a big reader.
Yeah,
In
very
fact,
well.
when they fired him,
I don't think that he lacked education.
No.
He didn't have the
More self-educated
industry.
than that.
Yeah.
self-educated. A lot of the people that came from Europe were self-educated.
He had the wrong kind of education.
Yeah, but they fired him, I'll never forget that.
Yeah, you gave your life in those days to your firm. You didn't believe in changing jobs. You stayed for.
But he was well respected.
Stayed.
He was well liked in the trade, that's
Yeah.
that's like that. Everybody knew my father. Everybody knew my father. But he worked hard all of his life, and all I remember, come home late at night, absolutely exhausted. You go to bed and get up the next morning and go to work at 6 o'clock. And that was 12 months of the year. They didn't know what vacations were. Really.
No.
And I went to work for that same outfit because I had to make extra money.
Yeah.
I was helping at home and everything. And I got a job. I got a job at the same outfit that I was using.
You made more money.
Oh, I was making at night.
Was he
8 o'clock in the
upset?
morning.
Was it there?
No, he was thrilled because the
Yeah.
money, you know,
Yeah, you
money
needed
coming
it,
into the
yeah.
house. You need it, yeah, this great
Yeah.
machine. Right, nobody knows.
And your
They,
sister,
you tell the kids about
today
what's
they
how
can't
they
appreciate
can't
and
conceive
understand.
this.
No, that.
They can't conceive this. Now they want a pair of tennis shoes, go out and spend $125.
You know,
I remember buying soles at Woolworth, and your shoes would have a hole in them, and you'd glue the soles
soles
on.
on it, yeah.
That's right.
And people used to put paper in.
You
My
stuff
dad
your-
used to put paper.
And I would wear somebody else's shoes. If I, but they can't conceive this stuff now, for God's sakes.
As I
Take Casey out for shoes, they were $125 for one pair of shoes. They didn't spend $125 out of clothes for 5 years.
You know what I remember about your mother, that she's the warmest woman. I love to go to her house.
Well,
When my mother says, we'll go, you know, and it was snowing outside, she'd put me on the sleigh and pull me all the way to your house. And, oh,
she never prepared a meal for our
She
family.
greeted you with such
Oh,
warmth. She
oh,
just,
that's the way
she
she
was
was.
a very
That was my
warm
mother.
person.
Of all the
Yeah.
people in the family.
And all I
She
remember
was
of your
the- she
father
was
is
well loved,
reading on the outside on the
Yeah.
patio in summer.
But there were like 9 aunts and uncles. Some of them were real characters. But Uncle Joe, by far, was the mentor of the whole family.
Yeah, because everybody talked about him.
Well, it was actually, but the most money Aunt Bertha had. She was the wealthy.
She was the oldest of the sisters.
No, she was sort of in between. And Peppy, that's Jean and Elsie's mother, she did all the dirty work. He never worked a day in his life. So that's why I know the whole family, everyone. But Uncle Joe, I still, Uncle Joe died 56 years old.
A young man.
I remember.
What did he die?
We were
Hard
playing
to-
cards at Elsie's.
Yeah.
Never forget it. Rabbi Klein was there. Some of the family were there. We had a phone call. Uncle Joe's in the hospital. What happened? He had a heart. So immediately I start out with Hugo. And Hugo was there and myself. And we were in the hospital on one side. And they called back, he died. He had a heart attack, he died. But it's interesting.
It is, wow.
I get together with my brother, we talk about it. So we had a lot of laughs.
Yeah,
But some of it was sad.
yeah, sure.
And I never really got a chance to do it.
Well, look, you have to be very proud of yourself, what you did. You did the best you could under the circumstances. But, and,
My father wasn't making any money. Lucille worked for Harco Hardware. She made about $19 a week.
was she
They
bookkeeper
were in
then?
financial straits,
Yeah.
and I was $4,000 away from the other.
Yeah.
So $90 a month. I applied for it, and I got that. They gave me 90 extra dollars a month. My pay was like about $60. So I got a $90 allotment from the government.
Turn it off.
But nowadays, you tell these kids about it. They say,
Ready up. I won't do anything I don't want to do.
Can you tell us when you were born?
1923.
Okay, please talk up, because...
1923.
And tell us, where were you born?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah?
St. Anne's Hospital.
Okay, and tell us what you remember about your early years.
Nothing.
Oh, come on.
I don't.
You don't remember anything?
I remember I went to New York. I remember I had a baby brother who was a little younger than I was. And he was like 3-4 months old and he died.
When he was 3 or 4 months old?
Young.
What did he die of?
Father said pneumonia.
Yeah. Go to elementary school.
Oh, then my father and my mother and I, my mother was a school teacher, we went to New York to see my aunt and uncle, my mother's sister, and her son Leonard Cirker. And my mother got sick in New York and they went home. And I went on a train all by myself,
How old were you?
about 4 and a half.
Yeah.
And they knew a man who was going back, and he sort of kept an eye on me. From New York City to Cleveland.
You said your mom then died? How old were you?
5.
What did your mom die of?
I don't know.
You have no idea?
No.
You're kidding.
Mm-mm.
What do you remember